folks, Laura A. Grace here, the author of Dear Author, Letters from a Bookish Fangirl, Team Lines of Poetry Collection, and Gathering Faith, my upcoming manga, which should be releasing soon. Welcome back to Top 5 Wednesday! I'm so excited you're here, and I am shocked that we are on the final Wednesday of April. What happened to the month of April? And what happened to the month of March and February? In January? Like, this year is just going by so incredibly fast, but I hope you have read some awesome manga. This week I have some exciting recommendations for you because today's prompt is Underhyped books. Yes! So excited to talk about these titles because I don't see them featured often or at all, and today I am just thrilled to be sharing these, I guess, like diamonds in the rough kind of thing. But if you're not familiar with what Top 5 Wednesday is, Top 5 Wednesday was formed by Lainey back in 2013. The group is now since on Goodreads, and I will leave a link down below in the description if you want to check it out. Basically, our host Alex creates prompts for each Wednesday, and then on that said Wednesday, we talk about, or we share books, or in this case manga, about those said prompts. And like I said, today's prompt is Underhyped books. And basically these are books that we read but we didn't see being featured in the bookish community, and we're like, man, we want to see more people talk about it, or we want to introduce other people to these said books. So are you guys ready to dive in to these Underhyped books? Because I'm super pumped to introduce them to you if you have not heard of them. In no certain order, as always, I'm going to start off with Sayonara Football. Yes, love this series. I did a buddy read of this one with Margaret over at Marg Reads Manga. Definitely recommend this series, and I just got this third volume, Sayonara Football, Farewell My Dear Kramer. Really excited to just continue Nozomi's adventures. I know that there's other girls that are sort of joining as the main protagonists, but I really hope we get more of Nozomi. This is a great and fantastic sports manga, especially if girl sports manga kind of thing, and if you like soccer. Nozomi is just a really fun and in her own way, kick butt kind of character. She doesn't take no for an answer. She never gives up. She keeps on trying. And I have done a manga review just for Sayonara Football, as well as volume 2. And Margaret and I have talked about buddy reading this volume of Sayonara Football. And like I said, I'm really excited to dive into this one to see what shenanigans are unfolding as we continue this series. But yeah, I've not seen many people talk about this series, and I don't know why. I know he is the mangaka of the really popular manga Your Lie in April, which I have not read. I've heard that's very bittersweet of an ending, and almost everybody I know who's seen it and shared about it said they cried. You won't cry at this manga. You won't cry at the end of this manga. I think though I did get a little emotional, but I didn't cry, and it was still a really happy ending. So, or it was more of a bittersweet, but still happy. So I'm curious to see how Sayonara Football number 3 will end though. But this is one, yes, I would love to see just more people talk about and just come to love just as much as I do. For number 2, I actually still have not read this manga. Guys, I don't know how long I've had this manga on my shelf, but it is the first Christian manga I have discovered, and that is Shelter of Wings, and the art is gorgeous. It is a very stunning manga, and I know it has talk about angels and demons. I believe this guy here is her guardian angel, and something happens. I'm not exactly sure because it's been so long since I've read anything about it, but this one is very underhyped. It's one I always recommend usually to those looking for Christian manga, and I think when I googled Christian manga on Amazon, this is one of the first manga titles that pops up, and I really need to read this because I was so excited when I got this manga, and I just haven't picked it up. I don't really know why. Maybe because I feel like it deals with heavier topics, and despite that I don't read a lot of supernatural manga or even novels. I have that in my own manga, which still surprises me to this day, but I always find that supernatural stories really have a strong impact on me, and it usually takes me a few days to process it. And I feel like it's usually because the main character goes through some pretty intense stuff, and it just takes a lot of processing. But this is another underhyped manga. I don't know of anybody who has read this manga. I know a few people have it, but I don't know if anybody has actually read it. So I need to remedy that myself and go ahead and read it. For number 3, my friend Kara Janes introduced this manga to me, and I have been like waiting for so long to see a deal on this because I was nervous to get it at full price, and Thrift Books had a really good like condition of it, and that is the Manga Cookbook. Yes, the Manga Cookbook. It is so cool. I haven't made anything in this, but it is in a manga style format. It is really cool. Like, it has some fun little like notes about, like, what was the one that oh yes, I think it was on the onigiri. Like, this had some really interesting notes about like just it in general, and it even mentioned fruits basket. And look at the artwork of it. It is really, really cool. And if you're sort of like, well, I want to see the recipes in color, which I confess that I do like to see the recipes in color. There is some pictures at the beginning. Sorry guys, trying to get there to show. It does show all of the recipes in color. And I have heard very good things about it, but like only on Amazon. When I've read the reviews, like a lot of people said that it was really easy to make the dishes in here and that they were very, very delicious. And when I did a like just skimming through when it first arrived, I have to second that I'm really excited to try these out because most Asian cookbooks that I have wanted have, and even like online, they have ingredients that are really hard to find where I live. And so this one has more, I'm not going to say simpler items that you can use to cook these recipes, but I feel like they're not nearly as hard to find where you have to go to a specialty store and hope that they have it there, but you can go up to your local grocery store or local Walmart and find it. So this is one like I said, Kara Janes is the only person I know who has read the cookbook and uses the cookbook and has said that the dishes in it are really, really good. So if you have read the Manga Cookbook, definitely let me know. I discovered that this is basically volume 1 and they have 2 other volumes after this. I know they have one more because unlike green, that one is in purple. And I want to say there's one more, but I don't know. But yes, the Manga Cookbook, I need it. Summer coming. I need to take the time and maybe me and my kids can make some dishes from here and just make super cute stuff, because one of the ones that I really want to try are these at the bottom. They're so cute. They're so cute. Oh my goodness, I really want to try them. And everything I said seems really simple and easy to make, and it does have different desserts. So the Manga Cookbook is very underhyped, and we need to raise some hype on it. I need to raise some hype on it, I should say, and share just hopefully like a review and some pictures of like the meals that we made from here. For number 4, this is one I have been collecting over the course of this month, and I'm really, really excited to read it. There was a review that said that there was no violence, no sex, no drugs, no one other thing, but I can't think of what it is, but it's has caught my eye in the past, and I have not seen anybody talk about it, but I decided on a whim to take a chance, and that is Accomplishments of the Duke's Daughter. And I just discovered that this is going to be getting a light novel, and I'm just really, really intrigued, okay, because I read some of the reviews, and they're like, don't try this one if you want the otome game kind of story, to go check out, what is it, My Next Life as a Villainess, All Routes Lead to Doom. And the thing is, though, is a few months ago, I believe it was last year, I came across a light novel that I was really, really intrigued by, but they said that it was like increasingly becoming a harem, and it had quite a bit of fan service, but it was a like political fantasy. And I was really, really intrigued by that, because a fantasy that is talking about politics and that being the large part of like the storyline. Granted, this is going to be my first otome game kind of, what's the right word? Like theme. I haven't read any to this point, so I am excited to try out that because it'll be my first time. But this one has a heavy political influence in that she gets hit by a car, wakes up as her favorite dating sim, but she is the villain of the game. So rather than chasing after the prince, she decides that she's going to revolutionize society and save her father's failing kingdom. Yes, that is a huge reason why I wanted to check this out, and I don't know why it's not getting any hype or anything. I mean, most of the reviews as this manga progresses, people say positive things about it. So I honestly don't know. I know the covers are really pretty, and this one is what, volume 4? Yes, and I have volumes 5, 6, and 7 coming because I wanted to make sure I had the whole series so I could binge straight through, because I do know that at some point she finds romance, but I'm pretty excited, and I wish there were more people talking about it in the book community so I could see who's read it and who enjoyed it or didn't enjoy it, because I don't know if any of my friends have read it. So if you have, definitely comment and let me know what your thoughts were on it, because I would love to hear what you have to say. I'm really, really curious. For number 5, oh man, I'm super excited about this one. I just recently posted a view about it, and that is Kemomo Confiserie. Fun story about this, I have been seeing this manga cover shared around, not in the book community, though my friend Avi Ward did actually read this, and she did a mini review on her channel. I will leave up in the cards a link to her channel, so go check it out. And I think before I had seen her video, I finally had gotten book 1, or after I watched it, I got book 1, because the reviews were so mixed, and I was like, but it looks so cute and it looks so fun and it has pastries. What is not to love? And she's also the mangaka of SA, and I believe it's called Voiceover. And just, I love these covers. They're so bright and so colorful. I really like this one too. And I will leave a link up above or in the cards or whatever, so you guys can check out my review if you're interested. But nobody has really been talking about this, and it has an interesting enemies to lover kind of romance, but they're not really enemies, but that's what it reminds me of. And so it's a really fascinating concept, and I really enjoyed just the whole series. And I would love for people to pick this up and just discover the joy of Kemomo, because one of my favorite parts is just Kemomo learns so many amazing things, and I love, especially in these first 3 volumes, she learns so much about herself, about life, about other people, and it is phenomenal. It is phenomenal. I definitely recommend it, and I hope that it will get some love in the Bookstagram community and just the YouTube community, because it really definitely deserves it. Lots of good things with this series. And that wraps up my Top 5 Wednesday, the last Top 5 Wednesday of April. I hope you guys just enjoyed all these reads. Let me know if you've heard of any of them, if you've read any of them. I would totally love to hear your thoughts on that. And if there are any other underhyped books that you know of that you're like, Laura, you really need to check this out, please don't hesitate to let me know. I would love to hear from you, friends. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and thanks so much for watching. Bye!